Hi there everyone, Mark Kentwell here with a question that we get asked a lot. What's better for me as a seller, for sale or auction? Well, as you may know, we've developed a friendly auction system in Newcastle and Lake Macquarie that's now being used across the country, which I think really does tip the scales back to making it look a much more attractive proposition for sellers, but it really comes down to your own personal preferences. I will discuss the benefits of auction a little bit more because a lot of agents don't go into auction much. There might be some reasons behind that. Their agency might not do a lot of auctions. They might not have even been trained in auction. See, auction is not something that you automatically learn when you go and learn real estate. It's sort of like real estate would be getting your degree, and then auction is like getting your master's. There's a lot more energy involved from the agent. There's a lot more systems and resources that are needed to run a successful auction campaign, but the rewards are outstanding for sellers if an auction is done correctly. And you'll be able to see a number of our results where the owners have got significantly over what they thought they would get in auction in all market conditions. So the main reasons why a vendor would auction their property is, one, it's an unconditional method of sale. So that means that the buyers, when they buy the property, it is really a done deal. The deposit is paid, the contracts are signed, and there's no cooling off period, finance clauses, pest reports, building reports done after that. Some people like that certainty because you can go and buy another property. You can pretty much count on that money coming through, or otherwise you've got the deposit there. The second is that it puts a deadline on the campaign, which can bring the buyers forward in their thinking, and this is why it works well in quiet markets as well. You might not have 10 bidders bidding on a property in a quiet market. You might have one or none, but it will bring the buyers through the property prior to that auction deadline, and you will get more offers and often a lower days on the market from auction that way. And the third, and probably the main reason why people choose auction, is that there's no fixed price on it, meaning that you're getting a wider audience through. The main benefit to that is there's no ceiling on the price that can be achieved. And some properties, even though we give a guide out at the start, if it's going really well, you know you've achieved the maximum the property can get because the buyers will keep bidding until they run out of money, as opposed to keep bidding until you accept their offer and they might have had more in the tank. So they are reasons that you would look at auction. Reasons that you would look for private treaty might well be because you've got a very fixed idea of price in your mind, or a developer, for example, where they've got a number of units and they want to separate the units apart and sell them at a certain price. That might be a reason that you would go for private treaty. Some people like private treaty because they've done it before and it's sort of more familiar to them. But if you watch the marketplace, you will start seeing a lot more auctions in the market. We won't push you either way. We'll show you the advantages of each. I do believe, though, with the new friendly auction system, it's something that every seller should at least consider how it could work for them. Unconditional sale, pest and building done up front, all the surprises are out of the way, done deal in a shorter amount of time. But like I said, we won't pressure you either way. We just want to offer you all options, and then you can choose the one that's right for you. So please don't make an assessment on this video alone. This is just a little guide and some differences between the two. If you want to call us out and have a talk about what's better for you, please do so. I will dispel the myth that auctions cost a lot more than private treaty sales. That's not really the case. The auctioneer is an expense that you will pay, but for their services, it's quite reasonable to pay between $400 and $800 for an auctioneer to do your auction. We don't usually recommend the listing agent doing the auction themselves because then they can't be there to work with the sellers and the buyers on the day. We'll always employ a specialist third-party auctioneer. The other thing that is a perceived extra cost is the marketing. Well, you should market your property well anyway, regardless of whether you go auction or for sale. Just more owners doing auction will invest in auction marketing because there's a deadline date and they want to make sure they've capitalised on it. The last thing, I suppose, where the perceived difference in cost might come from is the pest and building reports, but I would definitely recommend getting pest and building reports done for any property that's outside of its home warranty insurance period, because you can pick up little problems with the property before you go on the market as a seller, and as a buyer, everything they know is out in the open, it's out of the way, and now we're just negotiating on price. I hope that's helpful for you. Give us a call if you'd like to discuss how it applies to you a little bit better. Thanks.